What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Hit that subscribe button and that bell. I talk about anime, manga, comics, politics. Hit the button. In today's episode, we got quite a few things to talk about. We got some major, we're going to call it rumors regarding Boruto's anime and manga return. We're going to talk about that. We got some very strange stuff going on with both authors of Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. Some of it is really weird, I'm not going to lie, but we're going to talk about it. We also got an update on the new Flash trailer that has not only everybody but also me very much so hyped. We got a strange story about one of the members of the Fugees, you know, killing me softly. Not Lauren, not Wyclef, but Praz. He is apparently facing 22 years for being a Chinese spy agent. Like, what? Apparently Superman has a Susano and a few other things. So without further ado, let's jump into the stories. Let's go. It's time to get out. And first up, let's jump into the rumors. We're going to call it the rumor realm. Let's see if that'll stick, the rumor realm, because we got some rumors that I want to keep it as rumors because we don't know how valid this source is, but some people are saying that it's valid, and in general, it's floating around. Take it with a grain of salt as you will. It's regarding Boruto's anime and manga return. Let's read because it sounds very spicy. For starters, apparently Boruto, the announcement that the mangaka of Boruto will make should be linked with a last arc before the time skip. This one should be short, and we should see Kawaki and Boruto fighting again. Boruto's manga will have a small time skip before the big one we're all waiting for, and the source is somebody named Minashita. Now, I am gonna lie, 2 time skips, I didn't account for that, but also there's a panel of Kawaki that's been floating around that people are saying, yo, that hasn't come to fruition according to the prophecy, and that is before the time skip version of Kawaki, so there is potential that we're gonna have 2 time skips for the Boruto manga. I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy to say, but I'm here for it, alright? And then following that is some news, potentially again, rumors, for the Boruto anime's return. It says here, Boruto Anime Part 2 will come back with a small arc for Sarada's 3rd Tomo. This arc will take 8 to 12 episodes and will go directly to the Prophecy arc. After this, we'll have an arc for Boruto and Sasuke that will not have been from the manga, and this is Boruto 2023 to 2024. And I'm not even gonna lie, that sounds very legit, especially considering what's been going on with the manga recently. Something of an arc for Sarada to get that 3rd Tomo that I believe she already had it in the manga at this point, but the anime's kind of been doing some weird stuff, so that makes sense. And then a Boruto and Sasuke arc on a really, really good, high quality script. I'm here for that as well. This all sounds so good, almost too good to be true, to be honest with you, so we'll keep it in the rumor pile for now, but it definitely makes a lot of sense at the very least. Moving forward, as I said in the intro, Jujutsu Kaisen's author and Chainsaw Man's author, but we'll start with Jujutsu Kaisen first, have been on a little bit of some weird stuff, okay? A little weird, because this has been making rounds. Apparently, it's from a novel that Gege Akutami penned of Jujutsu Kaisen, and, well, you'll see for yourself. Gege's intro from the 2nd Jujutsu Kaisen light novel. In 1999, Gege Akutami was a champion in a death game that involved taking turns rubbing medication used for treating insect bites on one another's nether regions, for which he attracted a lot of attention and had to disappear for a while. I'm gonna translate that to homie was doing some super freaky weird stuff, and maybe the parents found out what was going on or something over another. Teachers, I don't know. This is 1999, assuming Gege was like a kid around that age and probably had to get pulled out of school and disappear for a while because everybody was like, weirdo, you're a freak. Oh! And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just like, I know as a kid, you know, we do some weird stuff, and again, I'm assuming that Gege was a kid at this point, but rubbing medication, taking turns in a death game of rubbing medication for treating insect bites on your nether regions with other people, like, what was you doing, Gege? I'm just saying, Gege, you was a little bit too turned out for my taste. And then if that wasn't weird enough for you, Chainsaw Man's author recently, like, yeah, it's disturbing, let's just read. Because apparently Chainsaw Man's author reveals he once ate his own pet at the age of 24. Well, Gege's weirdness was as a kid, and Fujimoto's talking about he was 24 here. He had a pet fish that died. He wanted to throw away, but his girlfriend said to bury it somewhere. Fujimoto went to the park and tried digging, but the ground was too hard, so he left the fish on the ground. Mind you, it's on the ground with a lot of dirt. After a while, ants started to move the fish's body. At that moment, Fujimoto was overwhelmed with love for his pet and decided to eat it. Next day, he woke up with an upset stomach. And I'm gonna just tell you right now, oh my god, something in the ending or towards the ending of the Chainsaw Man manga makes so much more sense now. Fujimoto, you whack job. Oh my god. To be fair, this is coming from the same author that roles play as a 3rd grade girl on Twitter. So Fujimoto, you know what I'm saying? You can expect the unexpected when it comes to this man, and him eating his pet fish sounds about in the ballpark. I don't know. Let me know which one is more weirder. Gege with this weird freaking putting ant lotion on your body to see like, or Fujimoto eating his fish. Who wins the Weirdo awards of this episode? Weird. And since we're on the ballpark of talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, there's some news regarding Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 and some pretty big significant changes that is par for the course based on the story. Because apparently Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has given us a look at new looks for much loved characters. This season of Jujutsu Kaisen's TV anime will head to the past to show us the school lives of Gojo and Geto, but they won't be the only cursed users that we'll see younger versions of. Today, the series revealed the younger character designs for Jujutsu Kaisen's classmates, as well as some of the newer characters for the next arc. And I ain't gonna lie, out of all the character designs, definitely Nanami is the one that has me a little bit shook, like, huh? Like... very, very different from the working class dude with the glasses or shades, whatever the heck they are, to this is like, he looks like I don't know, he's about to start a punk rock band or something. Like some of the other designs are okay. Yu Haibara is like, alright, whatever. Mei, it ain't that far of a departure. Shoutouts to Mei looking a little spicy there. Utahime, alright, she kind of looks like, I ain't gonna lie, Kikyo from Inuyasha. Yaga, you put on the glasses, maybe it's not that far of a stretch, but shoutouts to Yaga without the shades. Homie looking a little brolic there too. Alright, Yaga, we see you. Misato Kuroi and Shui Kong. Again, that might be a newer character, but yeah, out of all of them, Yaga is dope to see. Utahime's cool. Mei, of course, and Nanami is just like, okay, you definitely grew up a lot from the past in your high school days, which, granted, yeah, you should probably change a bit from high school. If you're still exactly the same from high school, I don't know, fam, I don't know, where's your growth, dog? Grow up a little bit, you dig? Okay, I can't be the only one that's seen the newest trailer for the upcoming Flash movie. Yeah, it's the 2nd trailer, and I'm not even gonna lie, it was freaking incredible, and I'm starting to see why DC and the people behind this film didn't want to can this film, despite the fact of everything that's been going on with the lead actor that's playing the Flash, Ezra Miller, because this looks incredible. I mean, this is definitely going to wash out a lot of the talks regarding all of the escapades of Ezra Miller, because between having Michael Keaton return as Batman, one of my favorite Batmans, that was one of the first, or that is the first introduction I had to live action Batman, was Michael Keaton in the original Joker, well, not original, but you know, the older Joker movie. Like, that was my introduction to live action Batman. So to see him in there with the Flash, the CG looks incredible. Just everything about this film looks like it's going to be fantastic. Dropping June 16th. A lot of things are happening June 16th. Black Clover movie, this, a certain album that I'm looking forward to. Like, a lot of stuff. And I can't stress enough how excited I am for it. Now, I'm not exactly sure of which character is which in terms of, like, it looks like there's a Supergirl-esque character. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a alternate reality version of Superman as a girl or something like that, but she looks pretty cool. Again, Michael Keaton as Batman. I'm here for it. Ezra Miller, I ain't gonna lie, that's the most awkward thing out of all this. I'm seeing him like, you're a hero? Like, oh, this really is an alternate reality, huh? And in general, this looks like it's going to be potentially the blockbuster movie of the summer, and taking DC out of the hole in fans' minds of, like, every film that they put out being like, not it, fam, not it. You know, aside from Joker, DC hasn't really got many of their comic book to live action adaptations right for a lot of fans. This one looks like they got it right at the very least based off this trailer, because I can't stress, like, it looks massively hype, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. I know I'm very much so looking forward to it. And while we're in the ballpark of superheroes, let's talk a little bit of a Superman comic recently that had Superman pulling a Naruto. Now, I want to stress that I'm not attributing this to being something that was created from Naruto. This might have happened a lot sooner in different series or whatnot, but it's popularly known to come from Naruto. Because it says here, the recent DC story arc that saw Superman imprisoned on Warworld has a climactic twist where the red sun that was depowering Superman was countered by a material called Genesis found beneath Warworld. ForneverWorld. It not only restored Superman's powers, but enhanced him in ways we're still learning about. As Action Comics has unfolded, Action Comics 1054 reveals another new ability Superman can manifest, where he creates a Naruto Susano-style giant energy avatar to block Metallo's kryptonite blast and uses it to beat the villain down, touting the point that sometimes a bully needs to know they're not as tough as they think. And I ain't gonna lie, it does kind of remind me of between Susano and then that technique that Goku recently did towards the end of, I believe it was the Moral arc of Dragon Ball Super. So yeah, Susano is becoming a thing in pop culture outside of just Naruto. Kudos to Susano, you know? Again, I don't know if this was spawned out of Naruto. I'm just saying that I know it from Naruto, and it's cool to see Superman doing it. Heck, he might have done it before Naruto. Superman's done a lot of things throughout time, so you never know. Okay, next up, if you're in the West, in the US, matter of fact, if you're on planet Earth, this should be worrying you, to be honest with you, because in case you haven't heard, it seems like a lot of nations have been gearing up, including Russia, China, and several other places, to kind of overpower the dollar and basically rid the United States of having that massive power of, you know, the dollar reigning supreme, because they already had started this alliance where they were working together and cutting off using the dollar as their national currency, and now it seems as though a lot of other countries want in. Apparently, 19 new countries submitted membership requests to join BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to challenge the US dollar's global dominance. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as somebody that lives in the US, this is definitely worrisome. This definitely makes me look at it like, yo, if all of these nations gather together, they can really do some damage to the dollar. We're already in a bad time post-pandemic. A lot of people financially aren't right. The economy feels like we're in a recession, despite the fact that, yeah, they redefined recession at some given point off of the US website. It was kind of madness, to say the least. Allegedly. But yeah, like, we're in a very bad time as it is, and with all of these nations pulling together to go against the dollar, it's going to be a problem. Now, I see a lot of people saying, well, tell them good luck when they want to trade with us or whatnot, but if they're all trading amongst each other and they have all the resources they need, we could kind of get left out. Here's hoping that President Joe Biden does something to actually combat this. I mean, it would be nice. Has there even been a response from the White House regarding this whole situation? Like, dog, we are going to get steamrolled out here if we don't do something fast. But let me know how you feel about this one if you're on planet Earth right now watching this bit regarding all of these nations pulling together to overthrow the dollar. It definitely looks like it's the beginning of the end for the United States reigning supreme globally, as like our dollar means something or else, because a lot of these nations are not playing at all. Lastly, I wanted to talk about this story that blew my mind. If you've ever heard of the Fugees, you know, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. Like, yeah, them. Well, apparently one of their members has been a Chinese spy and is facing 22 years in prison. Fugees member Praz admits he was an FBI informant and faces 22 years in prison for conspiracy to serve as an unregistered agent of China after accepting $100 million. So not only was he working for the feds, for the FBI, but then he was basically pulling a duo membership, so to speak, and also working as an agent for China. Like, homie thought he was, I don't know, some Itachi working for the Uchiha and the Leaf at the same time. What the hell is this, dog? I'm really curious how Lauren and Wyclef are gonna respond to this whole situation. Like, did they know, or I gotta imagine that they didn't. Also, it's very interesting that a lot of people have been pulling up the fact that Tupac went at the Fugees and I believe Praz many years back, almost as if Tupac knew that, yeah, Praz was onto some other type of stuff. But honestly, it's still mind-blowing to even think about, dog. One of the Fugees was an FBI agent that was working secretly with China as well, and $100 million. Mad that, I tell you, mad! But let me know how you feel about that, and I think we'll close off right here. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. Yeah.